Aries Jupiter to your 777 reading. I'm Max and we're going to get started straight away. So if you haven't watched one of these videos before, I suggest that you check out the intro video just so you get an understanding about how this works. But just also keep in mind that this is a general reading, so it doesn't take into consideration your personal circumstances. It's a collective reading, so you just take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind. So I'm going to pull 12 cards from the Black Tarot deck and then another 2 cards from the Shaman Oracle just to get you some guidance for today's reading. So let's get started straight away. So Jupiter is the planet about luck, it's about expansion. It feels really comfortable in a fire sign, Aries being a fire sign. It does enjoy being in this sign. So for you, with regards to your philosophy, you have a very positive outlook on life. Don't know if you would consider yourself to be a lucky person, but naturally things do work out for you quite easily. So we got 6-7 cards, a few more to go. So you'd be considered to be very open-minded, to have Aries in Jupiter. I mean Jupiter in Aries. And I'm liking your reading so far. 2 more. And we're done. So let's start. So we have the Queen of Wands and we've got the 3 of Wands. So this is a lot of fire energy here. And how I'm interpreting these 2 cards. So the 3 of Wands is someone who has done the planning for their passionate project. They've put the work out there and now they're waiting for their ships to come in a metaphorical way of speaking. And the Queen of Wands is someone who's not afraid to take center stage, someone who has a lot of courage, very generous with their energy. And I always use the example of fire signs. So Wands represents fire, and I'm going to use pop culture as an example for this. So, and the reason why I'm using pop culture is because pop culture, in the name of itself, it's the popular culture. It's what most people know. So when we're talking about pop culture and pop artists, I want to bring to your attention the fire signs that are out there and that have longevity in the industry. So for example, Lady Gaga being an Aries, you have J-Lo and Madonna being Leo. Then for Sagittarius, you've got Nicki Minaj, you've got Taylor Swift, and you've got Britney Spears. So, you know, these are the biggest pop artists of our time, and they're all fire signs. And that means they're not deterred by perfectionism. So they won't let perfectionism stop them. They'll give it a go, even though we've probably seen them stack it so many times. You know, that doesn't hold them back. They go for it, and that's a really good energy. So, you know, it seems like you have been working on your craft, or maybe even this is in a relationship. You've been very generous with your time and your energy, and you're waiting for the ships to come in. That's very positive. And even more positive, we have the Star card and the Ace of Pentacles. So with the Star card, it's a wish fulfillment or a restoration of faith and hope in a situation. And this is the universe coming in to give you a helping hand with either your resources or even some coin. So very positive outlook there. We do have the Emperor. This is an Aries card, which is great to have. But we do have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So now with the Emperor, this is someone who has done the groundwork and they're sitting back and reaping the rewards from that. But I don't know if this is yourself or someone else that you're dealing with. Someone's being a little bit reckless. They're being a little bit reckless with their words and perhaps a bit reckless. Haven't really put a steady plan in place. So just be mindful of that. If you feel like you are doing the work but you're dealing with an energy that is a little bit chaotic, or maybe you have put in the work and you're being chaotic with your energy, come back to your plan reassess the situation and reassess what move to make next. We then had the Ten of Swords in reverse, as well as the Two of Pentacles. So I'm getting from this card that you have a lot that you're juggling at the moment. So Two of Pentacles is that you've got two things and one needs to be dropped in order for you to move forward successfully. And that will release you from the burdens that you feel like you're carrying. So the Ten of Swords upright is about feeling a burden or even feeling overwhelmed in the mind with your thoughts. There's just so much going on. It could also be that you've dealt with deception, just not feeling clear in your mind, and I guess that's also in regards to the Knight. So, but in reverse, it means you're coming out of that. You're starting to get clarity, and maybe this is where you need to drop something in order to focus your energy on what it is that you actually want to achieve. We have the Ace of Swords. Perfect. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles and you've got the Ace of Swords. So this is the universe coming in. So whenever you get an ace, it's the universe coming in and says, okay, we're going to give you some clarity. We're going to restore the crown where it belongs. So it's got a bit of a crown there. And you're going to get clarity in a situation. And perhaps this is going to make you walk away from something that's no longer emotionally fulfilling for you. So that's what the Eight of Cups represents there. We then have the Justice in reverse and the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles talks about collaboration. But the Justice in reverse is maybe in this situation you have felt there's been some unfair treatment. So maybe there's been some unfair treatment from a third party. That's what I'm getting from this. So just be mindful of that. Don't search for it if it hasn't already made itself aware. Like I said, you are going to get clarity from the universe. I don't want you looking over your shoulders and thinking, oh no, Max told me that there's going to be someone that's going to be unfair to me. That's not going to be the case unless the universe reveals it to you. So just be mindful of that. This is really just preparing you. It's kind of like an energetic forecast. Do you know what I mean? It's like when the weatherman says, okay, it's going to rain on this day. Sometimes it's not going to in your area. It is a general reading, but just be mindful of that and just think about what would be your response. The only thing you can control is how you react. Okay, but let's get some guidance for you anyway from the Shaman deck. So I'm going to read word for word for what these cards mean for you. Let's go. We've got one more, and then we got another one. Okay. So we've got number 61, which is Whale Song resonating. And then we have number 18, Eyes of the Eagle, rising above the fray. So let's start with the Whale Song, number 61. This is about remembering, harmonizing, and resonating. So there are moments in life when you have a sense of deja vu, that you visited this place, these feelings, this person before, and you know that a new opportunity to dance has come round again. Yet, there is a haunting quality to this, a melancholy as life's mysterious fragility is also underlined. Like a whale song that pleads for its simple notes to be matched by another, you have a short time to capture this essence and let it resonate in a way that is potentially transformative, but only if you don't turn away. Sometimes you may forget the moments of your humanity, your truest desires, because you've become so earthbound and calculating, striving and doing. You're so overstimulated by the chase, and what you're exposed to, that you've forgotten your heart. Now it's time to jump in the water and play, and be reminded of your creative self, your collaborative impulse to sing along, seeking harmony, beauty, purpose, and meaning. At this moment, that is your exact invitation. You will achieve more than the plans you set out in motion if you use this opportunity to explore, be curious, and take a much needed break from your mind thinks it needs to accomplish. Your heart is calling. Answer it. So remember I mentioned about the Ten of Wands being overwhelmed with the thoughts. I think this is just, an indication here of just sitting back and being a little bit playful, and sitting back into your heart center. So I find meditation very helpful for this. And if you're someone who's not used to meditating or find it very hard, it actually took me 2 years. I'm someone that is always in my head, always trying to achieve my goals. So take your time and don't feel like you have to sit there for any more than 2 minutes when you're just starting off. 2 minutes is enough, and it doesn't have to be every day. Allocate, once a week, I'm just going to start with 2 minutes and then build on from there. That's how you succeed and then by the time, once the 2 years of practice, I was able to meditate. The longest I've done is 45 minutes. So you'll get there. All right, let's do number 18. Eyes of the Eagle. So this is about protection, inherent trust, and rising above the fray. The Eyes of the Eagle offers you the gift of foresight, the skill of looking ahead to see the unfolding of destiny before it all manifests as reality. The eagle's extraordinary vision allows it to spot the tiny mouse from its lofty perspective as it flies thousands of feet into the atmosphere. In a similar fashion, you too can train your keen eye to discern the workings of humans. Eyes of the Eagle is an invitation to witness the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful, yet react to nothing. Act only to further your noblest calling. The eagle flies above the creatures. When it meets obstacles, it simply rises above them. Know that you are protected. You can fly high above the judgment slings and arrows, and the darts of envy from others who may not have your great wings, and are still arguing with the pigeons over the crumbs. Trust that you are ready for whatever fortune has placed before you. Even if you feel not yet properly equipped to meet its challenges, your willingness to say yes to spirit has nothing to do with how well outfitted you are. Hesitating, on the other hand, will suck the air from under the wings and make you lose altitude. You are called now to trust your heart and your instincts, to move fearlessly and not waver. The time is right, and no harm can come from your way if your motives are pure and you act courageously. Well, there you go, Aries Jupiter. You have been read. I hope something in this reading has resonated for you. And much love. Take care.